Right, here we go. These are the inlets from the much vaunted and rightfully vaunted YF-23. And look what you can see. You can see the compressor face. So it's from this book by Paul Metz. And I'm going to click on the other webcam. Now, Paul Metz has the distinction of being the only person who has flown both the YF-23 and the F-22. So you can see here that it said that 1 diameter outboard and below the compressor face. So we'll have a look at that and then we'll compare it to the Su-57 and we'll mention the blocker that they're using. So first of all, some images. I'm going to check that I'm actually showing these images right. Right, so as you can see, curvature there, and then from by the legend that is Mike Badrock, see the curvature. So this one, the black one is Black Widow, and the grey one is Grey Ghost. So that's PAK-FA Grey Ghost. And there you can see. Now apparently they made these so big because they were going to fit thrust reversers, and these, because I'll talk about the nozzles later on. You can see these little pores here for cooling. Right, again, this is for, so the Russians know what's inside an F-22 apparently. Well, good guess. A little bit of a curvature there, and you get a little bit of a curvature from this sidewinder here because it will, you know, be curved in for that compartment. So people would say, look at this from the front, you can't see the compressor face. That's like bang on. And then there's another one, you can't see, although you might say it's lighting, but if you look here, if you did a curve based on this and you were to make that round into a circle, you would say that that is about 1 compressor face away from the inlet, just as they said for this one, where they said 1 engine diameter outboard and below. So if we go back to there, now if we go to here, this is the notorious image where people say, ah, look, you can see the compressor face, but you could see it also on that one, on the YF-23, and that is regarded as being stealthier than the F-22. So, but if we look at this angle, we can't see the compressor face. And again, if you were to, based on this, because this is represented, you can work out the, you know, so if you know the size of the, so you know the size of the compressor face, it's probably some of it is going to be visible, but what does it have? It has, and it mentions it here, and I've taken this from an article, in addition to the S tunnel, there are some blockers, some vanes, inlet vanes which are made of composites and coated in RAM. Right, and it was also mentioned in this video by, I think this guy is called HM119. Now, and he had 2 really good videos on the PAK-FA, and he's taken them down. So he says that these are the blockers. And again, here's a comparison from an early, where you can see the curvature of the intake. Now we're going to talk about the nozzles. Now, these nozzles here, where you've got these little triangles, they are good at, they are stealthy in X-band for the wavelength, where the wavelength is shorter than that distance, but they're not good in for longer wavelengths. But the Su-57 was not designed as a penetrating aircraft to go through American air defenses. it's what is the name of the whole project? It's Prospective Aviation Complex of Frontal Aviation. So it's going to probably be designed to destroy the enemy defenses rather than go into them. Whereas because I've got it in this Northrop YF-23 ATF book, there was a massive emphasis on all-round stealth to go up against Soviet SAMs, because there were a lot of aircraft losses in Vietnam due to SAMs. Right, so we've got these, and this is the new engine, and as you can see, it's a little bit shorter than the Mark 1 engine. F-22 nozzles. So these are the nozzles. So this is the new engine, and as you can see here, F-22 nozzles. Now this was made by the channel Zvezda, which is Star, which is a military channel in Russia, and apparently he's not the head of United Aircraft Corporation anymore, but Mikhail Pogosayan was the guy who was the head of the project about these nozzles. And this is, as you can see, this is a caption from that. So if you watch that two-parter on that channel about the PAK-FA, and then they actually said good results have been achieved, and for this reason it's not excluded that flat nozzles can be installed on the Russian 5th generation fighter later. So, oh yes, people who say there's problems with the Su-57, well, the YF-22, or I don't know which one, but there was a crash in '92, and you can see the changes here between the two aircraft. I mean, look at the pilot has vision obscured here. Much better view there. The wing is a different shape. The tail planes are a different shape. The nozzles have been redesigned. Quite a lot of changes. And what else became a good aircraft but had a lot of problems at the start? The Flanker. What is it? Flanker A flew in 1977. There were big problems with oscillation. It had to be completely redesigned by Simonov. And the Flanker B did not fly until about 1984. So an aircraft can start off with problems and then end up becoming a really good aircraft. Right, I think that will be the end of the video. So, compressor face, but you can put some radar absorbent or blocker on there, just like on the Hornet. And then here, like I said, you can see it there. Alright. But like I said, that is a very good book, and you've even got blueprints of the YF-23 in that book, written by Paul Metz, who apparently was also an engineer, because they thought it was helpful to have test pilots who were also engineers, because they could speak the same language to the non-flying engineers. Right, I'm going to end this hangout now. Oh, I'll stop the share screen. Now I'll end the hangout. But there you go, Peter Chef.